Naomi recently broke her silence on a recent AEW situation, so we'll see what's going on there. We'll also check out the scary situation Bianca Belair just went through, the women's tag team division, and more. Let's start things off with Bianca Belair's scary situation. As everyone knows, there's so many ways to interact with your favorite WWE superstars and other wrestlers in current day. You have things like social media, booking a cameo, or attending an official meet and greet session where superstars are more than welcome to meet you at because that's what the session is for. But as everyone knows, there's some fans that overstep that boundary of personal space for superstars. If a superstar happens to walk into a store that you work at, then that's cool. It's a coincidence, no foul play. But actually following a superstar, waiting at airports, or waiting at hotel lobbies is where you start to really invade personal space. Bianca Belair unfortunately had to deal with a scary fan interaction herself recently. Bianca took to Instagram story and reminded fans about boundaries and making sure everyone is safe. She had this to say about the entire situation, quote, "I love my fans, but do not follow me from the venue. We drove 20 minutes from the venue, sitting at a red light. A fan just ran up to the window, tapped on the window, trying to take a picture. Scared the life out of us. Do not run up to my car window while I'm sitting at a red light at 11 p.m. tapping on the window. It's not safe for me. It's not safe for you. Try my best to stay around and sign as many autographs and take as many photos as I can. It may seem harmless and all fun to you, but that wasn't right or fair. I was legit scared. Boundaries." End quote. So everything Bianca Belair said was true. Even from that specific show in question, Bianca was out there taking pictures and signing autographs before the show and after the show. But it was just an all-around scary situation and a horrible move on the fans' part. You're running up to a car at a red light in the middle of the night. Everyone will think the worst and be terrified if that was them in their car. On a much lighter note, what's the latest for Bianca Belair in WWE? She's doing great right now as the Raw Women's Champion. She's quickly approaching 100 days now as Raw Women's Champion and will most likely walk into SummerSlam as Women's Champion for the second year in a row. However, last year's SummerSlam was a night that Bianca Belair would most definitely prefer to forget. Bianca's first title reign ended in 26 seconds on the big stage of SummerSlam at the hands of Becky Lynch. So if Bianca Belair walks into SummerSlam as champion again this year, she'll have a big opportunity to make up for last year's SummerSlam and walk out of this year's event still champion. There's no word quite yet on who Bianca Belair will face at SummerSlam, but everyone expects it to be a big opponent like Rhea Ripley or Becky Lynch. So we'll have to see if Bianca Belair can pick up the big win at this year's SummerSlam. AEW recently had another major debut of a former WWE superstar. Claudio, formerly known as Cesaro in WWE, appeared during the Forbidden Door pay-per-view to fill in for Bryan Danielson and officially make his AEW debut. It's now being reported that Claudio is now a part of William Regal's faction with Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley. One of William Regal's last few matches in WWE was actually against Cesaro in 2013, so it's great to see everything come full circle and have Claudio with William Regal. Jon Moxley just became the AEW interim world champion as well, so Claudio instantly has some big connections and friends in AEW. He's in the same group as the current world champion, so that's a good sign. WWE superstars and AEW stars all tweeted their excitement to see Claudio return to the ring for the first time in several months. One of those WWE superstars was the suspended Naomi. Naomi said that she was happy he was back and how his AEW debut gave her chills. Of course, the next question fans were asking was if we could expect to see Naomi walk out on AEW and make a debut of her own one day. Of course, the answer to that question highly remains up in the air. Nothing's changed or has been reported since we last talked about Sasha Banks and Naomi. The only thing being reported is that both of their contracts were allegedly set to expire sometime in 2022. So it's all going to come down to how WWE wants to handle it. Do they just cut their losses and let Sasha and Naomi walk, or will they fight to keep them? There hasn't been much news in recent weeks, but it's safe to assume that it's not going to be the peaceful route, and it will be a battle the whole way through. Speaking of Sasha Banks and Naomi, what's the latest with the women's tag team titles and women's tag team division in general? Well, the whole division appears to be on pause right now. It's just been over 40 days since the women's tag team titles have been vacated, and still, no new champions have been crowned. WWE mentioned the idea of having a tournament for the titles on SmackDown, but that was mentioned nearly 40 days ago as well, and hasn't been brought up ever since. And the state of the actual division is all over the place as well. The team of Natalya and Shayna Baszler is temporarily apart as Natalya takes on Ronda Rousey. No one really knows what's going on with Doudrop and Nikki ASH. They've been on-again, off-again tag teams over the last few weeks. And Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan have a sort of frenemy storyline going on between the two of them. So the original plan for the tournament was to have a 4-team, 2-round tournament, but it's currently difficult to find one single team in the women's tag team division. Several fans have mixed feelings on how long it's taking for WWE to crown a new women's tag team champion. Some fans think that having the titles vacated for over 40 days and counting to ignore the title's existence, even after you had 2 major stars leave the company over it, really shows how little they probably care about the titles. But other fans feel like there's just so much going on right now between preparation for Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, and even Clash at the Castle. So they really can't find any time to dedicate towards the women's tag team division. So it is a bit concerning if this was a WWE champion or even just the men's tag team titles. Chances are that those titles wouldn't go 40 days vacated, and WWE would probably crown a champion almost immediately. But everything that has happened around the women's tag team division over the years has been so unfortunate. They crown new champions, but those new champions would instantly get forgotten about until it was time to drop the titles to other new champions, who would also later get forgotten about as well. That's been the endless cycle for the women's tag team titles over the last few years. Everyone thought that would end with Sasha Banks and Naomi. Finally, 2 massive stars that definitely couldn't have been forgotten about and would have elevated the women's tag team titles throughout their entire title reign. And also add on to the fact that Sasha and Naomi first won the tag titles on the big stage of WrestleMania. Everyone saw it as a positive new beginning for the women's tag team titles. But less than a week later, it was clear that not even Sasha Banks and Naomi could change WWE's mind about the booking and treatment of the women's tag team titles. They dropped the titles and left all those weeks ago, and no one has picked up those titles ever since. So who knows when and if we'll ever see the women's tag team titles again. But what are your thoughts on all of today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.